Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to make a video about the importance of asymmetric upside bets. What asymmetric upside bets basically mean is you take a bunch of shots on net and eventually you score one. And there's things in life where the decision-making criteria for success is skewed towards asymmetric upside. So think about, like, if you're a venture capitalist, you're investing in companies, you invest in thousands, and if you get one right, you make tons more money than all the losses you incurred on the smaller ones that you got wrong. The opposite of that is credit investing, right? Which is my day job, which is basically, if you get the decision right, you'll get paid your interest back and you'll get your principal back, but you're not really going to make much more than that. So that's asymmetric downside. The biggest things that I find that I wanted to optimize in my life have always been asymmetric upside opportunities. And what I mean by that is when I was moving from BCG into credit investing, one thing I did was network like a crazy person. Like, I sent out 2 to 3 networking emails every day in the morning before coming to work at BCG, and just trying to get my name out there. So I would send a templated email with my background, my resume, my relevant deal experience, and just shooting shot after shot after shot. I would reach out to the heads of all the top funds. And the thesis there was, look, if I send out 1,000 emails, maybe 100 respond back, maybe 50 actually want to meet for a coffee or speak over Zoom, maybe 20 actually give me a first round interview. From those first round interviews, maybe 10 only give me a second round, 5 maybe final round, and maybe I get one offer. But that one offer is all you need to really break into this new industry. And guess what? It fucking worked. So it took a lot of time. I had to do 3, at max, I was doing like 10 to 15 a day of networking emails to like random people. And these are like the heads of different teams. And it ended up working. I got into the largest credit fund in the world. So Ares is by far the largest credit fund in the world. And I ended up getting there because, number one, I was stacking up relevant deal experience, but I was also putting myself out there. And that was extremely, extremely helpful. The persistence and the consistency of just putting those shots on net, getting my name out there. And it wasn't actually that I wouldn't get responses right away. I would get responses in delayed fashion. So someone I reached out to back in September would then reach out to me in June or in summer of the next year saying, hey, we have an opportunity open. We wanted to give you a shot. But that's the point. Like, you only need to get one right to make the thousands of losses completely worth it, right? Another area that's really paid off. And before I go into the other areas, this has been helping me since I was in high school and university. So my first opportunity to work at PwC, I actually got through one of the PwC Talent Academy program, which, to put it into perspective, they took about 60 people from across Canada, and these are all like top undergraduate students. And usually with like 4.0 GPAs, no one under 4.0 even gets into this academy. And I had a really shitty GPA in my first year, but I ended up getting in. And the way I ended up getting in was that I just networked. I talked to one of the head partners who was an alumni from my firm. We ended up connecting over the fact that I played soccer, and I ended up getting that opportunity. In fact, the final round interview, we weren't even talking about the opportunity, we were talking about soccer. So the whole point is, like, shoot your shot and keep fucking shooting. Be persistent as hell, and eventually something will give way. The other area where I'm applying this is in my dating life, right? So I have to really get over my fear of like approaching people and like approaching pretty girls, frankly. I don't give a fuck about people. Like, approaching pretty girls and putting myself out there. And I guess I'd named the title of this video to Play to Win, right? Like, when you see a pretty girl, like, just talk to her. Just fucking put yourself out there. And who knows, maybe one of these girls eventually turns into your girlfriend. Maybe they turn into a first date. Then you learn how to like carry yourself with a really attractive girl. Then that turns into a second date, but then you fumble it on the second date because you get way too invested in this one girl. And then she doesn't want to see you anymore. But then you start from scratch and you try again. And this time you don't fuck up at the first time or the second date. Maybe you even get into like that boyfriend-girlfriend stage, but then you fumble it there, right? So the whole point is, you really have to shoot your shot. Take as many shots on net as possible. There's no limit to failing. You can fail as many times as you want, and if you win even once, it makes all the rejections worth it. And one other thing I'd flag, So I've lived in Canada and I've lived in the UK. I think there's cultural discrepancies in different parts of the world. I think there's something that you have to be very mindful of as you go about this process is you got to view how other people view taking shots. In Canada and North America generally, people are fine with taking their shots, shooting their shot, being entrepreneurial, taking those risks. In the UK, I find that people are a little bit more reserved, a little bit more scared. They're playing not to lose, not to look like an idiot. Dude, there's times where I'm on the fucking tube, I see a pretty girl, I'm stopping her in the fucking middle of the day and I'm talking to her. I'm fully aware of the fact that if she rejects me, I will look like an idiot till I have to get off at my next stop. Sometimes I don't even get off at the next stop, I challenge myself. I'm like, okay, fine, she rejected me, everyone saw that. I'm still gonna wait till the next 2 stops, which is when I'm actually supposed to get off, and I'm just gonna feed in the shame. I'm gonna feed the shame. I'm stronger than the shame. I'll beat the shame. So that's something that I've come to appreciate. Like there's different people, different cultures have different views towards the shame associated with taking a shot. And if you can fucking take advantage of that, if you can be the person who has a low ego, like look dude, you can either think that you're cool or you can you can be with really pretty girls. Right? So, or you can think you're the shit, never put yourself out there, or you can work at a really top credit fund by putting yourself out there and getting to know people. You might look like an idiot. Some people might say, hey, stop emailing me. Or you can keep going at it and you can potentially win. Right? And I found that if I want to be really good with girls, I want to be really rich in my career, I have to actually give up the fact that I can't say or can't have a really big ego. Right? So when I'm putting myself out there, what I'm really thinking is like everyone is equal. No one is better than anyone. A pretty girl isn't better than me. I'm not better than a pretty girl. I'm not better than a CEO that I'm reaching out to, and everyone is equal. There's no high or low. And because I can do that, I view people as my equal, and I put myself out there in a way that, hey man, we're both really cool. It might be cool to get to know each other. Right? So I think having that low ego is something, it's hard, right? Because naturally you want to say like, oh, I'm better at certain things than other people, but you can't have that, right? That's the price you're paying to play the game, right? That's the price you're paying to actually put yourself out there. So you can either look cool or you can have a really hot girlfriend and a really great job or a really great opportunity. And I think the best things in life are those asymmetric upside bets. It's ironic because I work at a credit fund and credit investing is the exact opposite of that, right? In credit investing, if you do your entire job right, you just don't lose your money and maybe you get interest back. But I think people who are designing their career in credit investing, right? They're designing their career with asymmetric upside. Like what is an asymmetric upside bet where the downside is kind of limited, but the upside is uncapped, right? Those are the kind of things that really get you to the top level. So anyway, I just want to document that, make sure that I remember this in the future because it requires a lot of persistence, more than just shooting your shot. It's shooting your shot consistently, being regular at shooting your shot, getting better at it. Don't just shoot your shot and like don't improve the shot. Like that doesn't mean you don't improve the shot, right? If you're messing up the shot and you're not like using your whatever you call it, your wrists appropriately, then fix your shot, use your wrist properly, right? Like take your shot from different angles, view it as a game, like get better at it. When I was networking, I found that certain things engage people more, other things engage people less. So I alternated my email, right? And I would kind of make every email specific to the person. So take your time, shoot your shot, get better at shooting your shot, and take as many shots as possible to get what you want.